Hello, everybody. Welcome back to UKSM Winter. We are going to be going live with the next run, which is Quake 2 Easy Any Percent with Blurael. Before we do get started, of course, I do just want to say that we are raising money today for Special Effect. So if you can donate, then you definitely should, because Special Effect are a brilliant charity. You've seen some of the videos of the work that they do over the past few minutes. So if you want to help more work like that happen, then you should donate, because that's the only way to ensure that they can keep going. Anyway, with that all said, let's hand things over to our next runner, Blurael. Just remember to give me that countdown so I can start your timer.
Yeah, will do. Okay, so as said, my name is Blurael. I'm almost primarily a Quake 2 runner. I do some other games, but this is the main one, and is most often my worst enemy. So, but all of my practice runs up to now have been a minute or so under estimate. So I hope this one is the same, assuming nothing goes horrifically wrong. And one favor I will ask is just every so often everybody needs to spam save so that I remember to save, because it's the one thing I keep forgetting in this. So I'm pretty much ready to go, so whenever you're ready, it's 3, 2, 1, go. So whoops, okay, I'm gonna do my best to try and keep up with my gameplay here and try to explain what I'm doing. Okay, never mind, I'll go the long way for that. So I already just butchered a trick there, which was like a barrel jump, but it will come up later, so I'll explain it then. That one's a different kind of barrel jump, but that one's more, that one's kind of self-explanatory. So a lot of this early section of the game is going to be essentially just running around and stunning enemies with the blaster. Killing one every so often just to keep it out of the way. Most of it at the beginning of this is just movement and gathering things that we're going to need later. Like this quad damage. Now, quad damages are very important to this run, and I need to make sure that I only use them when I need them, because if I misuse one, it will be very bad. So I need to kill this guy to remove these lasers. Hopefully, okay, hopefully, I was going to say hopefully I don't get hit by that grenade. I got hit by that grenade anyway. That's fine. I'm just on a little lower health than I would otherwise have been. Just need to watch my health a little bit better, or a little bit more than I would otherwise. So I might need to go for some bonus health later, depending on how much health I have. Grenades are going to be extremely useful to us for the purposes of jumping very high distances. So I'm going to grab this quad as well, because I need it. And that's the first chapter done. So, yeah, the first chapter is fairly straightforward. Jump around, pick stuff up, and stun things. Now here's, if I actually do it right. Okay, there's an example of the double jump. You can do it off of any object in the game, from what I'm aware of. Now, don't shoot that guy, thank you. You can grenade jump immediately off of enemies, because when a grenade hits an enemy, it goes off immediately, as opposed to sitting on the ground for a while and cooking until it goes off. And because this is a marathon run, I'm going to get some extra health here. Okay, we should be fine there. We essentially want this armor. This armor is really important to get, because without it, the next trick will kill us. There's no two ways about that. If the actual trick itself doesn't kill us, the bit afterwards will. So, here's the trick. There we go, and that skips the lift ride up here. What that also means is that we just skip the necessary bit for this. So essentially this level, okay, never mind, I'll have to grenade jump differently. Okay, so I'm gonna need to get some extra health here, because that's not ideal. Essentially, the thing about this level is that you would be getting power cells in the previous area. Oh, I mistimed that. Okay, fine. I'm going to have to reload. Never mind this. Right, we'll try that again. I want to do it properly anyway. There we go. That's what I meant to do the first time. So, what you would normally do in this level is you would, or in the previous level, you would have gotten a bunch of power cells, and what you would have to do normally here is use said power cells to power up the different areas of the factory, I think, or the warehouse or whatever, to activate things like these lifts, and getting up here will usually require them. Oh my god, get out of my way. However, thanks to grenades and a little bit of jumping and speed, we don't need it. Now, here's the trick. So normally what is supposed to happen there is you walk in that room. Oh god, don't stop me. You walk into that room, the door closes behind you, there's a sort of a mini boss in there that you're supposed to kill, and then a keyboard you need to press to open the door back up. What I did was I stopped the door from closing by placing the ammo boxes underneath it, because the ammo boxes are entities just like the Strog here. So they take damage, and when they take enough damage, they explode. But the act of them taking damage actually holds the door in place for a little bit and allows me to pass underneath them. And that essentially just skips having to fight that enemy, which can sometimes take a little bit of time, and obviously taking a little bit of time is something I want to avoid in this run, if at all possible. So normally going through here, I would be on a... oh no. Damn it. Every marathon. Every single marathon. Right, okay, never mind that. Just pretend like that never happened. So, that's what I meant to do. You use that the little, like, ridge on the side of the stairs to ramp yourself up. But yeah, ramps in this game... oh, get out of my way, please. Oh, no. Ah. Ugh. I'm gonna die. Don't kill me, please. Right, so I know I said I was usually on low health here. That wasn't, like, a cue for the game to, like, take all of my health away. But it's fine, because like I was about to say, being on low health here is not that much of a concern, because there is a lot of health around that we can pick up. Obviously I'd rather not be on low health, but apparently the game would rather I was on low health. Now everybody is getting in my way. This is one of those games that seems to be acutely aware of if you're speedrunning it or not, because during my practice runs, none of these things were getting in my way like that. But all of a sudden, now that I'm marathon running, everything is getting in my way. I swear none of my practice runs have been like this. But looking at my times, things are going all right. Again, looking at my times, I'm about a minute behind where I would ideally want to be. Based around my PB anyway. So that's fine. We should be okay though. Like I say, all of my practice runs were underestimate, and some pretty horrible things went wrong during a couple of those. So we should be okay. But yeah, this game, running this game is kind of a test of endurance, so to speak, because there aren't a lot of places where this game ever really stops happening, or where this run really stops and waits. There are a couple of places that we're going to need to stop and wait, but they're few and far between. So most of this game is just run and jump, and every so often shoot something, but not necessarily kill it. There's a lot of things getting in my way right now. So what we're doing here, I think we got the security pass in the last level. We needed to get the pyramid key there. That allows us to use the pyramid key here and skip the elevator like that, and then use the security pass to get through here. Now, there are a couple of skips that I did, or a couple of tactics that I used back there that I forgot to explain. One of them was that barrel jump. I did it just there. I'm supposed to be using a chain gun for this, actually, but disregard me. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'll explain this first. This is technically a mini-boss. and it can be a little bit scary. It's got like a chain gun. It's this giant tank. It's got a chain gun. It's got a rocket launcher, and it's dead. So we can just go down here. The main objective for this level was to destroy the communications laser, which is here. That's now gone. So we jump through here and we end the level like that. That is the end of Unit 3. This next unit is the one that is the last major one that I like to reset on. So hopefully this goes okay. Now, as I was saying about those previous tricks, the barrel boosting is if you jump up on a barrel and then you can jump a second time. Oh, goodness. If you can jump a second time as you're jumping up on top of the barrel, you'll get extra height, which is like a barrel double jump, kind of. The other thing I did is, as a result of that, it resulted in me, oh, come on. It resulted in me being able to get up high and essentially enter the prison level backwards, and that means that I enter the level very close to where the security pass is, because there is an awful lot of stuff to do in the prison level normally, but thankfully we went in backwards and we skipped the majority of it. Hang on, I'm just gonna need to concentrate for this a sec. There we go. And this, sorry. Okay, there we go. Right, so, what else? Oh yeah, when I went down that lift, and I stood on top of that angel thing, the angel got between me and the lift, and because the lift couldn't move, the lift just immediately reversed its direction and went back down. That's just a minor skip to kind of make the lift ride a little bit quicker. And that jump, that leap of faith I did across there, is a little bit finicky. If you go too fast, you'll hit the ledge on top. If you go too slow, you'll fall in the lava. Well, either way, you'll fall in the lava, but you don't want to go too fast or too slow. You need to hit that jump just right. Now, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the item that I just picked up is invulnerability. Now, it's not a hack item. It's not a cheat item. It's actually legit. It's going to be important in just a sec. So you'll notice that every time I've used a quad up to this point, it said out of item invulnerability, and that's because I've got my Q button bound to use both a quad damage and an invulnerability. The reason is because the only time I'm ever going to need an invulnerability is when I'm also using a quad, so it just makes sense to bind them to the same key, so that I don't have to worry about pressing two keys later. Minor skip here since I'm invulnerable, just to skip that elevator ride. That's cool. And that's the end of Unit 4. Now this next unit is both one of my this unit is one of my favorite ones because it involves the Strog factory. There's a lot of rocket jumping involved, so, and I need to watch my rocket count kind of closely, but I think we'll be okay. I died again. There we go. So it looked very much like I went through those lasers, and I did a couple of times, but technically, as far as the game's concerned, I went under them, because of how crouching on slopes works, I guess. I haven't really, figured out 100% why that happens, but I think it's something to do with just something weird happening with your hitbox when you're on slopes. It's like, I move up immediately, but my hitbox kind of trails behind me, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. If somebody wants to clarify for me, then feel free. If anybody knows Quake 2 by any chance. But like I say, a lot of rocket jumping in this level. This level is really fun to play and really fun to watch. You'll see me move around. Oh, God, get off. You'll see me move around while I'm playing this. That's mostly just muscle memory, because in this game, muscle memory is one hell of a help in playing this game. Like, when I was new to this game, a lot of the tricks were really difficult, but as soon as muscle memory kind of kicked in and helped out a little bit, this game suddenly became a lot easier to play. Now, don't ask me why this happens. I don't know, but it only happens on this ending screen, so whatever. So now, we're in the power plant. We essentially need to essentially the idea of this chapter is we need to destroy the Strog's power source, which is their, like, big reactor thing. Well, that's what we usually need to do. I am going to do something a little bit different. And you'll see what that is in a sec. I'm going to open a door with the power of my mind. Now, that sounds a little bit crazy offhand, but just bear with me for a sec. So, I'm not 100% on why this is here. In fact, I don't know if anybody is... Oh, come on, move, thank you. You'll see the trick coming up in a sec. I'm not entirely sure why this is here. I think I theorized with someone at some point that it was a leftover development tool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk in here. This is the big reactor that we needed to, like, destroy. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to redo that. Come on. Nope. Right, we need to be up on this ledge. I'm going to save here real quick. I'm going to jump off, and I just blew open that door. So, essentially what it is in that top right-hand corner, just above the door, there's an invisible trigger that opens that door. I don't know why it's there or what its purpose is, but we use it for getting through that door without having to destroy the reactor. That's what I use it for anyway, so I don't know why it's supposed to be there, but that's what I use it for. Now here we're destroying Big Gun. Now, on my split counter, I have this unit and the previous one melded into one, because this whole... the units are essentially the chapters, but for whatever reason, this map has its own chapter. So, yeah, 29 seconds and this chapter's over, so it's a little bit silly. But now we're going from one of my favorite units to one of my most hatred units. I very much dislike this unit because there's a lot of thin hallways. It's really easy to get stuck in here. And you'll see what I mean in a sec. I bet you anything I'll be getting stuck quite a bit. And above that, we have some of our friends in here. You'll see I'm shooting a lot of them. Essentially, you'll hear a lot of them screaming and saying, "Let me out, it hurts, kill me now," that sort of thing. Basically, they're being tortured by the Strog, and, well, in a way, I guess I'm freeing them from their torment, if you really think about it. So, at the end of the day, I'm doing a good deed for them. But, the real reason why I'm, slaughtering most of them is because they will get in my way. Oh, God. And they'll get in my way as well. So, you'll notice... I'm not really doing a lot of harm to the Strog during this. You don't need to. I'm just gonna press buttons and... Well, I'm just gonna press buttons and ignore most of what's going on. Now, here's a trick that saves a fair bit of time. So, rather than taking those lifts, we don't need to take lifts. They're for boring people. What we're gonna do instead is just jump them. You know, high jumps, we can do that. Like so. Get out of my way. Come on. So this is what I mean by thin hallways with a lot to get caught on. Basically the game, I think this level is laid out in a way that it assumes you're gonna be killing everything on the way through. So a lot of the times it will spawn stuff on your way back as well as on your way through. So those hallways can get very cluttered after a while, and it sometimes gets a little difficult to navigate. Now, coming up is one of my most hated rooms ever, and I'm going to take a little extra time on it because if I fall down, it could go very wrong. I haven't saved in a while, I just noticed. Right, so here's the room that I very much hate. So I'm going to kill this thing, I'm going to kill that thing. There is supposed to be another one in this room. There he is. Right. Because those things, I need to basically rocket jump from one side of this room to the other, and those things flying around will definitely get in my way. So, rather than just leaving them alive, I'm going to get rid of them now so that it doesn't cause me a problem later. Oh, okay. Now, I was talking about high jumps earlier using grenades and stuff, and now I'm going to do it with a rocket. So... like so. I'll hit that lever just to disable the shield over here. Kill that guy because it's fun. And now here's a skip. That giant thing that's swirling around up there is a black hole generator, so we need to disable that. Now, usually you would turn off the cooling pumps, but and then that will unlock the computer room door, and then you'll go and destroy those two things on the side. But I can just jump up the outside and destroy them from the outside as opposed to going inside, which saves having to hit those valves that are on the side there. There's one on either side of this rotundous area. You'd have to hit them both, and then it will unlock the computer room and then let you in. I don't need to do that, because I've got rockets. Now, hopefully this bit looks cool. This is one of the few outside areas. Oh, no. Okay, never mind then. Never mind, this is looking cool. Right. So what I would usually do is I would usually jump around and use the slopes, the downhill slopes here to gain up a lot of speed. However, because I fell in the water, that's essentially not going to happen. So, oh well. It's not a detriment, it just means you'll lose a few seconds, depending on where in the water you fall. So now I need to... My power shield's getting a little bit low, so I need to pick up some extra cells. I'm going to pick up 2 packs from these guys. I'm going to pick up 1 pack from someone over here. Thank you. So now I've gone from having about 64 to 200 cells in my power armor. Now, being outside during that, there was an airstrike just now that destroyed that thing that I just plugged the module into. If you saw that, if you blinked, then I'm sorry you missed it. But an airstrike just basically destroyed this whole area, and the only safe spot out there is hiding underneath that door. Now, normally here we'd have to open up this gate by clicking a button that's on top of that archway, but we're quick enough so we can get under it before it closes. Now, we need to be able to get into the palace now. Well, actually, technically we're in the palace already. Whoops. Nope. Come on. I need to line myself up correctly. There we go. And to do that, we need a couple of things. So I'm going to get a data spinner here. There it is. And then what we'll need to do is we'll need to reprogram the data spinner using another data CD. I can't remember whether it's damaged or corrupted or just been coded differently. But essentially, we're gonna do this so that we'll reprogram the data spinner so that we can disable the communications laser. That's what I'm doing. Did you know that I'm speedrunning a game that has story in it? But I'm a little bit low on my ammo actually, so I'm gonna have to be careful here. Oh no, I fell down. It's fine. Never mind. It's fine. No worries. Now, there's an annoying rocket jump here, so hopefully this goes well. Oh, okay, that works as well. I landed on top of a Strog. That's fine. That's never happened before, but that's incredibly helpful. Now, here comes another BFG jump, because that lift is very slow and I don't want to wait for it. So, this one I'm not going to BFG jump. I'm just going to rocket jump this one because it's a slight bit faster. And every second counts, especially how this run's going. So, I'm going to grab the data CD. What I need to do is I need to take it back to that room I just rocket jumped over earlier. I need to drop down and I need to reprogram the spinner using it. And hopefully this goes well, because this can get ugly if the wrong thing starts to happen. So I need to get rid of these guys, I need to get rid of them, I need to get rid of that guy, and I'm out of ammo. That's perfect. Just use this. Get out of my way, please. Get out of my way. Right, so now, hopefully before I get killed, I need to jump upwards. That didn't work. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. I got it the second try. And now, because my quad damage has run out, as soon as this lift is down, I can BFG jump again. Like so. I need to watch my health actually, because it's a little bit low. And there is there's one tank coming up. Well, not a tank, but there's a There's a big guy coming up in a second that could get in my way and could deal an awful lot of damage to me if I spend too long in this next area. So I have to wait here, because if I leave too early, the communication laser won't actually shut down properly. I need to move this guy out of the way. That's fine. That's the guy I was talking about earlier that could get in my way. I'm going to hit this keyboard. I'm going to hopefully stun them because they can deal a lot of damage to me. You need to get out of my way, and that's the second to last chapter over. Now we're into the final chapter. This is where we're actually going to face off against the final boss. Now there is a cycle on a lift here that, if I get, will be very helpful because it lines up a cycle for everything else as well. So I'm going to have to concentrate for this slightly. Looking good so far. There we go, got it. Right, so now this lines up this and that. Then I can hit this, I can hit that, and I can jump up here, and now we're in the final boss room. So, this boss is surprisingly easy. It's the final boss of the game. He's big, he's powerful, he's got a power loader suit pretty much. That's his first stage over. So the next stage, he has a BFG, he has a railgun on his head, making him my primary, like, you know, rival, and he's dead. So now we're gonna go into here and time. Sorry, I didn't give you a warning. I apologize. I was focusing on trying to explain everything, but
That's all right. I managed to get it.
Oh, good. So that is Quake 2, and I don't know if I really stopped talking much during that, so apologies if there were any donations or such. Like I said, there aren't really a lot of spaces to, like, stop and wait in this game. Whew.
We didn't get any donations, but you know, guys, if you do want to donate, !donate in the chat. Is there anything you want to say before we move on to the intermission for the next run?
Check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/Blurael. I do some of this, but I do a lot of just general stuff as well, even when I'm streaming. Quake 2 is it's kind of it's okay to learn. It's pretty fun once you get good at it. Like, most of it is just like jumping and flying around. So it's quite satisfying to get this game good. So there is a Discord for it. If you look on speedrun.com under Quake 2, there should be a Discord on there. But in terms of a game to run, I strongly recommend this one if you're into running fast-paced first-person games. It's a lot of fun, as much as it has a tendency to annoy me sometimes.
Well, well, with that said, we're going to be moving on to Dark Souls 3 with Danis Ang B. They're going to be playing any % current patch, so please do stick around for that. During the course of the intermission, we will be playing some videos from Special Effect, just to show you the sort of the thing that they get up to. So if any of that tickles your fancy, remember, !donate does exist in the chat, and I will be reading out any donations that happen over the course of the intermission. Anyway, we'll see you all very soon.